cosmopolitan, a polites, a citizen of the cosmos. The more that you have a constitutional society, the more responsibilities you feel you owe your citizens. And when you take on that burden, you have to hire people. And we get this word from the French idea of a bureaucracy. And today in America, we have about 2 million people who are not elected, who work for the federal government, and they can act as judge, jury, and executioner of the regulations. And we make more regulations every year by people who are not elected than are elected representatives at the state, local, and federal level. There's also something I would call the evolutionaries. These are people who start examining the original Constitution, and they always feel that it is not fair or it's not as egalitarian and it should be expanded and expanded and expanded. We can see that process today. Senators were elected by the legislatures and not the people. But now look what's happening. As I speak, there are efforts to enlarge the court. We've had 9 people in the Supreme Court for 150 years. The Electoral College, we want to junk that. We want to let in 2 more states. We want to make a national voting law. Efforts to change the very stuff of the Constitution to make it more egalitarian. One of the great postmodern challenges to citizenship, and it was apparent from the very beginning with this word, cosmopolitan, a polites, a citizen of the cosmos. Socrates says, I am not a citizen of Athens, I am a citizen of the world. The premise of that is everybody is human. The idea of citizenship and constitutional government could incorporate everybody in a world government or world citizenship. And today we're seeing globalization. The problem, as we're going to see with globalization, is once you start to incorporate people into a world government, and they are not fully citizens, and their countries are neither democratic or republican, then you give equal vote at the United Nations or the old League of Nations or the International Criminal Court between a citizen and a non-citizen, between a constitutional society and an autocracy. And citizenship doesn't just fail at the international level, it fails in America as well. Citizenship is a very fragile concept. It's rare in history, it's not common today, it has to be nourished, it has to be protected, and Americans have to invest in it and say to themselves all the time, for the rights that I am given by the state, I have responsibilities to protect the Constitution, to vote, and to make sure people understand the customs and traditions of the United States.